Hello everyone. This video, as you can see from the title, is about the diabolical Judge Bonfiglio and his sidekick, the Greasy Mary Raatz. Let's go ahead and start with what we know about the great buffoon judge known as David Bonfiglio. According to Jordan Morey, an Indiana lawyer, David has been judging for over 38 years, and for the past 22 years, his bench has been located in a very old high school building. Yup, you heard right. David Bonfiglio has been judging his little courtroom for now over 22 years in a school building. And yet the old David has not learned how to properly present himself, nor treat others with respect. Shocking. I'd say he has many more years he needs to catch up to graduating to the level he needs to be at for basic human decency. I mean, last time I checked, classrooms are not courtrooms. It makes you wonder if this guy is even legal to do his hearings and trials. Well, I guess slap some paint and do some remodeling in the room, add a gavel, wear a robe, and, well, I guess you're ready to collect money and start putting people away. I mean, this guy has been making bank on jailing people for the stupidest reasons. For instance, there was a lady who claimed to have been put in jail just because she didn't notify her ex-husband that she had picked up prescription shampoo for their child. The ex-husband had reported the woman to Superior Court 6. Apparently, she was found in some sort of violation, but the big man, Bonfiglio, was the one to make the decision to put her in contempt. I mean, the woman has an arrest warrant. Like, why would that be a thought in anybody's head? Even if you had 2 brain cells in your head, you could still comprehend that that crime doesn't fit the time. Not to mention the countless bullcrap and backwards inappropriate orders he puts all the single parents through. Bonfiglio is a lazy judge. He doesn't even make coherent judgments. He is very old, but my friend's grandmother, who is 90 years old by the way, could tell you that that judgment is definitely a no-go. I mean, I guess there's nothing like going to jail for letting your children have a little bit of Selsun Blue. It's like, hey Dad, where'd Mom go? Well, she didn't report that you guys were using medicated shampoo for whatever condition, so I decided to throw her in jail. Aw, thanks, Dad. I'm sure she'll be okay. Like, what else has this man done to people? I know this seems like it's a little extreme, but this is somebody's claim. There's so many other claims out there that this man has done, even smaller things, based off of Mary Raatz's falsified claims. I mean, when's it gonna end? I have actually talked to some women who have had Judge Bonfiglio and, at the request of Mary Raatz, have had their children taken away from them and put into the arms of the abusing or pedophile father. Now, if that's not unjust, then I don't know what is. And let's not forget all the garbage that goes on at CASA and CAPS. I mean, the workers are completely unorganized. I've had friends who have gone to these places through the Elkhart County and have had nothing but problems. And these problems consist because these people are not qualified. They have the qualifications to flip burgers. No offense to anybody, but there's no special training that these people need to get into these places. I have guy friends who have gone through the court system at Elkhart and have had to go to CAPS and CASA. It's completely disastrous. I mean, these workers, if they have any kind of kids who are slightly out of control, they don't know what to do, so they send these guys home, and then they put false reportings. They don't have anything written correctly on anything, no instructions, no. But what I thought was, I was told that these people were supposed to be trained through this Triple P program. Well, let's be honest, it's a joke. If you go on the website for CAPS on Google, you'll see multiple complaints. I even heard that there are families that are backed up for months. Fathers and mothers can't even see their kids. I mean, that's crazy. You're ordered to go to CAPS for visitations through Elkhart County, through Judge Bonfiglio and Mary Raatz, but guess what? There's a waiting list for months. Isn't that crazy? I mean, if that was me, I'd be extremely upset. Do you guys remember the YouTube video titled "We Want Answers, Elkhart County, Indiana"? Well, the man in the video explains that there is most likely a money ring going on with Judge Bonfiglio. Bonfiglio has multiple friends with these multiple companies. They're his buddies, like Anthony Berardi from Oakland and Mary Raatz through the CAPS company, Bachelor Kids Group, and others. Well, I guess this is where he's getting his money. So, for example, he will order a person to go to Anthony Berardi, who is part of the psychiatric facility, to get checked out. And if you're court ordered, you have to do it. But a lot of these people, like you and me, don't have close to $5,000 in my pocket. So if you don't pay, you go to jail. It's a setup. So here's something that I found online, which I believe this is where a lot of the money's going to, is this new court building that they've been building for quite some time. Now they've moved the date to January 2025. It's 176,400 square feet building, and according to this, it is $96,595,178. I mean, I understand that buildings do cost money, construction costs money, but dang. I mean, here's some pictures of what they're trying to design. It's just computer generated pictures, but still, why? I mean, they haven't had but nothing but a school, and congratulations for getting a new building. But $96 million? I mean, maybe I'm just cheap, but that sounds like a lot of money to me. So let's go ahead and put all of this money that we've been taking from people unjustly through our court system, and let's make a bigger court, a bigger building to, I guess, continue to corrupt the town, continue to take money from these people. No wonder the FBI is investigating. I don't believe the FBI are investigating Berardi, Raatz, Bonfiglio, and others just because of the mistreatment or their policies on the courtroom and taking money from people. I believe there's something much, much bigger going on behind the closed doors. So with Judge Bonfiglio, Mary Raatz, and the rest of Superior Court 6 being investigated by the FBI, well, I guess I kind of envisioned it something like this. Alright. Oh look, it's a retirement party. There goes Mary Raatz. Stupid Berardi. Oh man. Oh, that can't be good. There he is. Big man himself. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, boss. You ain't retiring now. You're going away for a long, long time. See ya! That was just my little joke. But wouldn't that be nice to see him go to jail? Anyways, back to the video. But if you look at Elkhart, it is a dump. And I understand that if you're from this place, you might get offended. But I believe that they have done this to Elkhart and many, many other places throughout the United States, specifically so that they are under the radar, so that nobody's going to say, well, look, this town's got a lot of money. Nobody's going to, they're not even going to take a look at Elkhart. They will bypass it and not even think a thing twice. I mean, this judge has been in practice for so long. Articles say that generations of families will be a part of this court system where this man will be the judge. So, I mean, there's other articles that state that he analyzes children from the school system based upon their behavior. He labels them as the next criminals. It's like everything is planned based off of a child's actions and this man's awful judgment. Here's just a few videos that are accessible on YouTube and other websites, just exploiting the whole corruption of the police department, how they have abused the community, how they have consistently lied under oath. Well, I guess I'll just roll it.
The northern part of our state in Elkhart, where the mayor has asked the U.S. Justice Department to investigate the police department there. The request comes after about 2 weeks after the police chief in Elkhart was suspended without pay. He's in trouble for only reprimanding 2 of his officers who were accused of reportedly punching a man there who was in handcuffs. The city's interim police chief is expected to address the accusations during a Board of Public Safety meeting scheduled for today.
The case of 2 Elkhart County jail officers who have lost their jobs is now in the hands of the prosecutor's office. Adrian Long is accused of having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a female inmate. He has since resigned from his job as a jail officer. Aaron Vandekeer was accused of smuggling contraband into the Elkhart County Jail. He was arrested on April 25th and immediately fired.
Elkhart Police Lieutenant Carl Conway lied in his testimony under oath and likely coerced a confession.
The Elkhart Police Chief and Mayor said they wanted Conway fired, but tonight a new twist involving Elkhart's top legal expert. We've learned current Elkhart County Prosecutor Vicki Becker was in the room when Conway was interrogating Royer and allegedly coercing a confession, and she still put Conway on the stand.
After we learned in July that Andrew Royer was found innocent of his murder charge and released from prison, we began digging deeper into what caused his exoneration. We started with Elkhart County Prosecutor Vicki Becker, asking her point blank if Lieutenant Carl Conway coerced a confession.
Do you think Detective Conway coerced a confession out of Andrew Royer?
It's probably not appropriate for me to do that. I can tell you, you know what? I do not believe he coerced a confession out of Andrew Royer. I saw quite a bit of it. It's definitely not what it's being painted to be, but I certainly don't want to make myself a witness in anything.
I also asked for a follow-up interview with her given these revelations. Her office declined. Elliot Slosser is a Notre Dame law professor and works with Notre Dame's Exoneration Justice Clinic. He believes what Vicki Becker did was wrong and believes it puts her track record as a prosecutor into serious question.
For a prosecutor to sit there and withhold the fact that she witnessed this live, Andy's counsel would have had an opportunity to cross-examine her if she would disclose it. And a prosecutor who withholds evidence, that matters. And if a prosecutor would do that in a murder case, better believe they'd be doing it in lesser cases when people aren't paying attention.
An Elkhart man wrongfully convicted of murder receives what his legal team says is the highest such settlement in state history. Andrew Royer will receive $11.7 million after reaching a settlement with the city of Elkhart and former Elkhart officers. Royer falsely confessed to murdering an elderly woman, Helen Saylor, back in 2002. Royer was exonerated back in 2021 after spending 17 years in prison. A detective investigating the case with the Elkhart Police Department, Carl Conway, provided false testimony in court. He eventually resigned from the police department prior to his termination hearing.
Our newsroom has been flooded with emails and phone calls over the past few months. Mothers looking for answers, not understanding why their children are being taken away by what they say is a corrupt system with no oversight.
Did you feel like the system failed you?
Yeah, I did. I was just terrified that they were going to take her.
I have no access to my kids. I don't even get a phone call. It's been 2 years even hearing their voices. It's like they've died.
All 3 of these mothers claim to have lost custody of their children to a corrupt family court system.
My due process rights have been completely violated.
Ashley Franklin is a mother of 4. Her ex-boyfriend filed for paternity rights for their 5-month-old son in January of 2023. Her case, like the others, landed in Elkhart County Superior Court 6. Judge David Bonfiglio, who currently oversees family court for the county, appointed the same guardian ad litem to their cases.
Mary Raatz.
Mary Raatz. Mary Raatz.
Franklin initially thought having a GAL assigned to her case would have helped her. But still to this day, she says she has not met Raatz, who played a major role in her custody case.
It was about 12 minutes on the phone. I've never met her. My appointment was about 12 minutes long. She never asked to meet me.
Franklin claims to have told Raatz during her interview last February about her struggle with postpartum depression, which she was being treated for at the time. Raatz eventually submitted this report to Judge Bonfiglio in July of 2023. His decision was made based on her recommendations. It included the removal of Franklin's sole legal custody of her son.
I got a call from DCS and they notified me that somebody had made a report and they wanted to come to my home and see my kids, interview my children, interview myself.
An anonymous tip prompted an investigation back in January of 2023, right after the separation.
She met my baby, looked at my medication, looked at my doctor's reports, doctor's notes, looked through our house, made sure everybody had a safe sleeping spot, made sure we had enough food, formula, things like that.
The report indicated children appeared healthy, clean, and safe. Basic needs are being met, and mother shows no signs of mental or substance abuse impairment. Franklin wanted Raatz to see the evidence in person.
Have you tried to file an official complaint against Mary?
I'm told that there is nothing that they can do for me or help me. Mary's only oversight is Judge Bonfiglio.
According to the Indiana Office of Court Services, Mary Raatz is a private GAL appointed at the local level by a court as opposed to a certified GAL CASA program. She is neither certified nor supervised by the Office of Court Services, Office of GAL/CASA. Franklin felt her only option was telling her story on social media. She started a group called Exposing GAL Mary Raatz on Facebook. Other mothers from Elkhart joined the group and shared their experiences. Ashley Pursley, another mother, reached out to ABC 57 News to tell her story. She got pregnant when she was 14 years old. The father, Trey O'Brien, was an adult. He was charged in 2018 for sexual misconduct with a minor. The case never made it to trial. In 2022, O'Brien was seeking custody of his daughter.
I had an hour to explain to my almost 3-year-old that she had to go to a stranger, and I don't know when was the last time I'd see her.
O'Brien and Pursley now shared 50-50 custody. In July of 2023, Pursley took her 4-year-old daughter to the hospital.
She started complaining about her vaginal area hurting.
After an investigation into allegations of inappropriate touching, DCS gave Pursley emergency custody.
She said, "I'm granting you emergency custody. You now have full custody, and he is not allowed to see her or talk to her until we say so."
No charges have been filed yet, and O'Brien has been granted supervised visitation.
So these are just a few videos that I found on YouTube. It just goes to show that Elkhart County court systems as a whole has a huge problem that needs to be dealt with. As you see, there is much corruption going on with the police department. There are tons of videos on the abuse on the community from the police department in Elkhart. And the family court system through CASA and CAPS, as you can see with this video with the mothers, as well as other people who have had reports and have joined websites like the Exposing Guardian Ad Litem Mary Raatz, are not all lying. I mean, when you have this many issues, this many complaints, something's going on here. So you see, the big picture here is money. Money drives these courtrooms. Money drives Mary Raatz. Money drives Judge Bonfiglio and the police department. I understand that the devil does walk among us, and we as people need to expose the devil and the ones he influences. David Bonfiglio and Mary Raatz are among those devils. We need to expose them for who they are, and in hopes we can all come together to bring this small governed community in these court systems to be brought down, to be shut down. Thank you for watching my video, and God bless.